y'all. Oh, happy day. We are back with another episode of the Positive Thoughts series. I'm your girl, Yan, and I am so happy that you could join me. This is episode 4 of the Positive Thoughts series. So we're in week 4. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm either doing a topic or I'm pulling from my Positive Thoughts jar. And so I think this is how we're going to do it. So from here on out, every other week's going to be something different. So last week, we just had a topic. This week, we're going to pull from the Positive Thoughts jar, and so on and so forth. So we'll keep it going just like that. And then what our outline will be is, we'll cover the topic, which in the Positive Thoughts jar, there is still a topic that we'll pull. We'll cover that topic. And then I'll, give you, or I'll explain what I take from it, give you some examples, and then we'll bring it on home. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all. So we have our Positive Thoughts jar here. And if you notice, the card is on the top. I already pulled the card. And so let's go ahead and read what our card is for today. All right, so it says, just because something isn't happening right now doesn't mean it will never happen. So this is good. This is our topic or our card for today. And when we're talking about positive thoughts and having a positive outlook, we have to apply that in every single area and aspect of our life. So that card says just because something isn't happening right now doesn't mean it will never happen. So what that means to me is that, or oftentimes we will find that we can get into this headspace where we're just like, well, that's never going to happen or whatever, etc. And when you get into that thinking pattern, that can become a negative pattern to, be thinking in. So, what we don't want to do is think negatively about things. So, if I had to break this card down, I would just say that, we have to be optimistic about the future. We have to be optimistic about everything and, not be so pessimistic about things. Because when we're thinking never, or we're thinking in terms of, it's not happening right now, so it's never going to happen, that can be a pessimistic view to have. And so we always want to be thinking positive about every single situation. So a good example would be to just any situation, something that you really want, you can be thinking in the headspace that I'm going to get it. So I recently just started reading my Bible, and I stumbled across this verse, and it was Mark 11:24. And in that verse, he's basically just saying that, God wants us to believe that, once you believe something's going to happen, it will happen. Like if you have that faith and knowing that it's going to happen, it will. And so, I don't know what your religion is, and I'm not saying that my religion has to be forced on you, but we can take that primary example right there and just knowing that when it comes to our thinking process, if we're thinking about it happening, it's going to happen. Like it might not be happening right now, but it will happen. And so we have to be optimistic about things and speak positively over our lives. That's basically what I take from that card. So if I can use some examples, one of my favorite examples is going to be the fact that I want to get married one day. Well, I already gave an example, but another example, I want to get married someday. So I don't have any suitors right now, but I know without a doubt it's going to happen. Like, if I keep putting in the work, it's going to happen. And that's another important piece to take away from this too, is like, whatever it is you want to happen, as long as you're putting that work towards it, it's going to happen. So we have to continue to be positive and think positively and just know, like, if it's not happening right now, it's just not meant to be right now, and it will happen. One thing that I've been trying to tell my friends about is that, what's for us will be for us, and we don't chase, we attract. What belongs to us will find us. And I trust that. But as long as we're also doing the work and, putting forth the effort to get what it is we want, it's going to happen. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Right. So, again, just because something isn't happening right now, it does not mean it will never happen. We always have to be thinking like, well, I'm working towards it. So just looking at my example about me wanting to get married one day. So like, I know I'm not going to get married if I'm not out dating, right? So I have to do some dating. I have to do some form of dating. I have to be open to it. I have to be optimistic about it. Like, and that's exactly what that's saying. Like, just with anything, you can look at that and apply it to anything in your life. So let's think about you, for example. Like, say whatever it is you want. What are your goals right now? I'm sure you have goals. Excuse me. I'm sure you have some goals that you want to achieve, right? And some of them might be easily achievable. You don't really have to wait on anything. And you just have to do the work to get there, right? So I believe truly, like, if you're thinking positively about it, putting the work towards it, putting in the effort, and trusting that it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, you can probably look around right now in your life and look at things and see, oh, wow, I used to want this. Like, I can look at around my house right now and say, I used to want to buy a house. And I did buy a house. We all can look at some area of our life on something that we really wanted to happen that has happened for us. So if you already can see that things have worked out eventually in the long run, that's exactly how you got to be thinking about the things that you want going and that haven't come yet. So again, just because something isn't happening right now does not mean it's not going to happen. And you got to trust that. You got to think positively about that, because one of my favorite sayings that I always say, positive thoughts bring about positive responses. So if you're thinking positively about it, chances are something positive is going to come about and it's going to happen for you. So that pretty much summarizes that card for today. And I think that that was a really good one, because again, we have to always be thinking about things in the positive, and that's what this series is all about, is literally just thinking positively in every single scenario. And I know sometimes it's going to be hard. It's going to be very challenging. But anytime you're feeling that force and that challenge come upon you, you feel some resistance, push through it with positively. Think about the positive in the situation, and whatever you want to happen, it's going to happen. Just think positively and it'll happen. I feel like this was a little shorter than our other ones, but it's straight to the point. And so hopefully I was able to follow that outline for you. Like, so again, we'll start. So next week we'll do a topic, but yeah, every other week it'll be something different. So I'll either just have a topic that I'm thinking about in my head, or I'll pull from the positive thoughts jars. And heck, I might even have a topic, so I might just pull from the positive thoughts jar. But y'all let me know what y'all like better. Do y'all like when I do just a random topic, or do y'all like the positive thoughts jar? Because it's up to y'all, whatever y'all want to see. I want this to be very beneficial for y'all and, make sense and be a great reminder of how to think more positively, because that's what this series is all about. So yeah, I hope that this has been a great message for you. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week on the Positive Thoughts series. Bye.